Let's take a look at this problem. We got sine theta is equal to 1/4, and theta is between 0 and pi/2, and we want to find sine of theta divided by 2. Well, first off, let's talk about our quadrants. Because the half angle, you have different plus or minuses for these, and that sine is determined by the quadrant in which x over 2 lies, or theta over 2. Well, if they tell us that theta is somewhere in quadrant 1, then half of theta will also be in quadrant 1. So we're dealing with quadrant 1, where everything's positive. Okay, our formula for sine is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine x over 2. And we've already established that everything's positive, so I can drop the negative, and we got 1 minus cosine x over 2 and a square root. So we need cosine. Well, remember sine is equal to y over r, so that's y over r, and we need x. So we got x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So x squared plus y is 1, so we got 1 squared equals 4 squared. So we got x squared plus 1 is equal to 16. Take the 1 over, and we got x squared is equal to 15. Square root property, drop your squared, put a plus or minus square root around the other side. Now, in quadrant 1, x is positive, so we're going to have x is equal to positive square root of 15. So now, since we know x, y, and r, cosine is equal to x over r, and x is square root of 15 over r, which is 4. So now we can plug that in. So we're going to have the square root of 1 minus square root of 15 over 4 all over 2. Now this is a complex fraction, a fraction inside of a fraction. So we're going to multiply everything by the LCM of all our inner denominators. The inner denominator is the 4. We're talking about the fraction inside of the fraction, so it's denominator. Okay, so let's multiply 4 times 1 minus 4 times square root of 15 over 4 over 4 times 2. So then we're going to have the square root of 4 minus the square root of 15 over 8. Now we cannot have a fraction inside of a square root, so we'll split it up. Put a square root on top, and we'll put a square root around the bottom. Well, that creates a different issue. We can't have a square root in the denominator. But that simplifies. 8 is 3 2's, so this becomes square root of 4 minus square root of 15 over 2 square root of 2, which we still have a square root down there. So what we're going to do is we'll multiply the top and bottom, we'll multiply top and bottom by the square root of 2. So up on top, that's going to give us a square root of 2 times 4 minus the square root of 15. On the bottom, that 2 remains, and then square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives us 2. I'll go ahead and multiply the 2 through. So 2 times 4 is 8, minus 2 square root of 15 over 4. And that would be our answer.